Please join us in welcoming poet, novelist, humorist, children's book author, psychoanalytic researcher, and journalist Judith Viorst.
Good evening. I'm really thrilled to be here tonight to help celebrate Simon & Schuster's 100th, particularly since it's one of the rare occasions these days when I'm actually a little younger than the honoree. Simon & Schuster and I first met in 1968 when somebody came down from New York and asked my husband Milton and me to write the Washington Underground Gourmet, part of its series on cheap eats. It practically destroyed our marriage, and we got very fat, but it was a start. I was told I'm supposed to talk about being a writer tonight, but I do want to take a moment to say, I've been with Simon & Schuster a very long time. They've published all my children's books and all my grown-up books by now by various sellings and dealings with other companies. And I have to mention some of the delicious, wonderful editors I've had, Joni and Herman and Fred and Caitlin, and now my new editor, Mindy. They take very good care of me, and I'm a very lucky lady. So now I can tell you about my youthful career. I only had one ambition in life. I had never, ever thought of doing anything else but becoming a writer. So at the age of 7 and 8, I started sending out my very heartfelt, very beautiful poems to my mother's women's magazines. Lined notebook paper, sharpened No. 2 pencil, my best printing. And I had a specialty. My specialty was that every poem I wrote and sent out had a dead body in it. The first one was a note to my dead mother and father, both alive and rather irritated. I went through dead dogs, dead soldiers. I once killed an entire very large family. And this wasn't because I was a particularly morbid little girl, but because my mother's favorite poem, which she recited often while I was growing up, was Annabel Lee. Well, you know, that's Poe, his beautiful maiden, and the tomb by the sounding sea, and this creepy boyfriend that comes and sleeps with her at night. I loved it. And somehow I got the impression that a poem couldn't be a poem unless it had a corpse in it. So I delivered right through to the end of my teens. And as I was writing this talk the other night, it suddenly struck me that it was really so sad that I had written all these beautiful poems, and not only did they not publish them, they probably didn't even read them. And then I got this thought, I have a captive audience tonight. It's only going to be 4 lines, but folks, I am going to recite to you the poem I wrote when I was 18 years old. Keep in mind, I was a very, very sincere 18-year-old. Death and desire crumpled in a corner, and I in black, the solitary mourner. Often finale, but birth, thank God, more often. And yet I fear, I know too well, the coffin. Thank you. I knew somebody was going to like that poem someday. Now, how I got from my death and desire phase to where I am today is a mystery even to me, though I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I got married and out of necessity developed a sense of humor, had some children, developed more of a sense of humor, and pretty soon My only serious line about death in poetry was the one I wrote in which I said, "And when he's late for dinner, and I know he must be either having an affair or lying dead in the middle of the street, I always hope he's dead." So, anyway, I want you to all know about my evolution and the fact that I have had 56, now I counted them, 56 terrific years with S&S, and I wish them a very, very happy birthday. Thank you.